Waking day feels old. I've been bouncing on the sea, spinning in the spray, thirsty from the sea, so happy now. I've been playing in the park like children chasing birds, clumping through the clover field, sing along. I've been dancing in the dew, morning as it's way, sweeping out the sailor space. Everybody, I've met a woman in the haze, I don't recall her name, but heavens, what a pretty face, beautiful. I've been bouncing on the sea, spinning in the spray, thirsty from the sea, so happy now. I've been playing in the park like children chasing birds, clumping through the clover, sing along. I've been dancing in the dew, morning as it's way, sweeping out the sailor space. Everybody, I've met a woman in the haze, I don't recall her name, but heavens, what a pretty face, beautiful. But heavens, what a pretty face, beautiful. What a pretty face, beautiful. I've been bouncing on the sea, spinning in the spray, thirsty from the seesaw, happy now. I've been playing in the park like children chasing birds, clumping through the clover field, sing along. I've been dancing in the dew, morning as it's way, sweeping out the sailor space. Everybody, I've met a woman in the haze, I don't recall her name, but heavens, what a pretty face, beautiful.
for joining us on the N-Quisition, a battle of wits, the game where you can try to outthink the members of Philadelphia's premier comedy troupe, the N Crowd. My name is Mike, and I'll be your quizmaster tonight. If you want to play along at home, a pen and paper might come in handy, as would healthy receivers and a competent O-line. Now, let's go to our scorekeeper. He's well-renowned for his infinite integrity and boundless sagacity. It's Vegas the Incorruptible.
Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing good. Guess what, man?
What's that?
For this show, we're not just broadcasting live on Twitch and Facebook and other platforms. We're also a part of the New South Comedy Festival because of this dumb plague we're in. The New South Comedy Festival is not being held in person, so they're doing it online, and we're recording our show and sharing it with them during the festival between November 12th and 15th. Of course, we're recording on October 23rd, so if you're watching in November and don't know why we're not making jokes about the Civil War that's ongoing, that's why.
And New South Improv Festival has been great to work with. So please, everybody, check them out because they're going to be showcasing some of the more innovative takes on this new art form that is streaming comedy. So we'll share their website, newsouthcomedy.com, in the Twitch chat room. But as for now, let's meet our contestants. Up first, we have Matt.
Oh, me?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Oh, great to see you guys. I haven't seen you in person in many years, but this is good too.
Yeah, Matt is out in Chicago while we are in the Philly area right here. Now, Matt was in the N Crowd for a number of years when he lived out here in Philly. But I want to talk about your time as a door-to-door insurance salesman. I thought that was something that you only saw in like old cartoons.
Yeah, but art imitates life, and that's a real thing that people do. I needed a job, and I got kind of swindled on this opportunity that was supposed to be a really, really lucrative job, and it turns out they just handed you a stack of note cards where there were people's names forged, and you knocked on their doors and said, "Yeah, you filled this out. Let me sell you insurance." And they said, I had a lady answer the door one time with a knife in her hand because she thought I was going to rob her. So I did that for 3 weeks after studying for 4 months to become a licensed insurance broker or whatever the state exam was. So that was bad.
Oh my God.
Was this for supplemental health insurance?
No, it was for final expense insurance, which is basically when you die so your family can buy your coffin.
Something people want to think about.
Nope. So I was only knocking on the doors of people who were older than 87, and they just didn't know who I was and why I was there, and it was awful.
Well, that sucks, man.
yeah, this is better. Everything's fine now.
All right, well, let's go right to our next contestant tonight. It's RJ, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, RJ. RJ is another person who was in the N Crowd for years and now is far away from us. He's all the way across the continent, Seattle.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah, thousands
down the road from where Sean Kemp is going to be opening up a marijuana dispensary. It's going to be the first Black-owned dispensary in the state, and so that's pretty cool.
Dude, Sean Kemp.
And marijuana.
Him. Oh man,
that's awesome.
Is his name going to be Sean Hemp once he opens the shop?
I think it's just called Kemp's Cannabis or something like that. But I love Sean Hemp as well. I think that there's so many things you could do with it.
It's still daylight on the West Coast.
Yeah, it's kind of gloomy though. So we're getting into the gloomy days out here, which is pretty rough, but it could be worse,
Could be on fire again.
Yeah. I myself could be on fire and I'm not. So, you got to look at the glass half full.
Now, I learned an interesting fact about you recently. You have never played Monopoly.
Not once.
So, which Soviet state did you grow up in?
Well, I was a member of the Bolshevik family. Bolshevik.
Bolshevik?
Bolshevik. There you go.
No,
Sorry, it's been a while.
Bolshevik.
Yeah.
It's Bolshevik.
Yeah. But yeah, I've never played. I don't know the rules, which is weird because my field is business, and I get the sense that it's a very business-oriented game, and there's lots of deals being made and this and that. And but one day I plan to lose my Monopoly virginity to somebody.
So you have 6 extra free hours that you can waste on the longest board game in the history of board games.
I don't, so I'll have to kind of be strategic about when I carve when I carve that time out. But I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's a satire to show how awful capitalism is and unfun it is that people decided they really like and want to play all the time.
Yikes. Well, then maybe the Bolsheviks were correct for keeping me from it.
The Bolsheviks.
Bolsheviks.
All right, well, let's go to another Bolshevik. It is Steve, everyone.
That's Vidania, comrades.
Hey, Steve.
Steve is one of the original cast members of the N-Crowd, joined way back at our first audition in 2005 when he fibbed about his age and didn't tell us that he was still in high school.
It's true. Yes, I was a young go-getter busting into the comedy scene. Yeah.
And our very first show was extremely well attended. Like a couple hundred people from your high school came out to see our very first performance.
That's right. That was a deeply weird moment.
And yeah, if you're in the New South Comedy Festival watching, by the way, the N-Crowd is a 15-year-old improv comedy group in Philadelphia. We normally do shows every Friday night in person. Haven't been lately, so we do shows Friday night on Twitch. And every other week we've been doing this comedy quiz show, the N-Quisition. And we're not all white guys. This is just who was available tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, Steve's taking the place of an Indian American, so right there, man.
There you go.
All right. Well, now that we all know you so well, let's go and start off with round 1. Jack, be quick. We N-Crowders are currently in a Zoom room and have access to its chat function. So I'll be asking 10 questions as Vegas the Incorruptible monitors the Zoom chat room. The first one of our contestants to type a capital N for N-Crowd into the chat room after a question is asked will be allowed to give an answer.
But if I think you typed the letter N before Mike finished reading the question, then they are going to lose the chance to answer. Even if I'm wrong about it, I don't know. Sometimes there's a delay over the stream. And lowercase n's, of course, are worth -2 points, but the person is still eligible to answer. And don't use your caps lock key. You have to hold shift and press N.
All
Those
right.
are the rules.
Fine.
All correct answers are worth 3 points unless otherwise noted.
All right. So there are a total possible of 33 points to be scored in this round. However, some of those points come on secret bonus points. Our first question, from which state do nutmeggers hail? From which state do nutmeggers hail?
This is the most stumped. Okay, Matt.
I'm gonna
First-
go with. Let's move on to question number 2. Final answer.
Stephen,
You need a state in the United States. South Dakota.
it's not South Dakota. There's 49 other possible guesses. Stephen, RJ, you can feel free to make.
Can I re-guess? I typed in a capital N.
No, Steve.
No, New Hampshire. No,
It's
that's
not New
Granite State.
Hampshire.
Okay. So, not South Dakota, not New Hampshire. So maybe it's somewhere in the middle. So Nebraska, nutmeg. I'm going to say Nebraska.
Also not Nebraska. It is Connecticut. Nutmeggers are from Connecticut. And one
Close.
theory is that it's because people used to sell counterfeit nutmeg in Connecticut in colonial times, and it was considered a derogatory term. And now the state is unofficially called the Nutmeg State.
It was a derogatory term.
It's sort of like, those shiesty nutmeggers, you know?
Bring that back for sure. That's great.
Deeply
I
offensive.
can't remember the last time I even had nutmeg.
Classic nutmegger.
Well, we're staying with nutmeg. Another nutmeg question, question number 2. What does it mean to nutmeg someone in a soccer game? Oh man, am I going to stump you guys 2 for 2 right off the bat?
Nutmeg questions.
RJ, you're the first to buzz in.
So when you nutmeg someone, you put a bunch of nutmeg in your pocket, and then when the ref isn't looking, you go up behind somebody and you put it in their pants, and then they all crazy legged, and you steal the ball.
I remember the time Messi did that, Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
Classic World Cup moment.
Not the answer we were looking for. Steve.
Is that say a head-to-head contact?
Ooh, it's a good guess, but also incorrect. And Matt.
I believe it's when 2 people slide tackle each other simultaneously and their cleats just scrape each other's nutsacks.
It does have to do with nutsacks.
That was also not correct. The answer is it's when you kick the ball between a defender's legs.
And it hits their nutsack.
No, just when it goes through. It's kind of humiliating thing to happen to a defender, and it's between your legs is also where your scrotum is.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are our nutmeg questions for the show.
Sponsored by
No.
McKelleney's.
What's that?
It was sponsored by what is it? McKelleney makes the nutmeg.
McCormick's?
McCormick. That's the one.
Okay, question number 3 here. What 2019 movie topped Avatar for the highest grossing movie of all time? 2019.
Steve, you buzzed in?
Is Avengers?
That is not correct.
Death of okay.
RJ.
Passion of the Christ.
Ooh, also not correct. But a fun one.
What do you think, Matt?
La La Land.
Not La La Land. Unfortunately, the answer was Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Aha! Avengers is a different movie than Avengers Endgame. Sorry.
Wow.
So can we just get a quick update on where the score is?
This is the worst game so far with everyone.
Well, I have to say that I have to reveal that if anyone had gotten that question right, they would have gotten the 3 points, but they also would have gotten 2 secret bonus points because those 2 secret bonus points were triggered by somebody arguing that just Avengers should have been enough.
Mm-hmm.
I made a gesture. I made a face of like incredulity.
He did. I saw it. He made a gesture.
You
No,
did, but it was so the 2 bonus points would go to the person who said Avengers Endgame
Yeah.
as a an old nutmeg to the person arguing for Avengers.
All right, question number 4. Let's see if you guys can actually
Great.
put some points this game. By
Cracker
what
Jack.
name? What's that?
No, nothing.
Okay. By what name is Cassius Clay better known?
Steve, you're the first.
Muhammad Ali.
Correct.
Yes, first points of the game go to Steve.
3 points to Steve.
Yeah, but I want to rebuttal that he was not in the Avengers Endgame.
But he can
That's
float
true.
like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Well, if you had said the greatest or I am the greatest, you would have scored a secret bonus point.
Sorry, I went with the wrong motto or
I just
tagline.
call him the champ.
You could, but it wouldn't earn you a secret bonus point.
Just fishing around. You never know.
Question number 5. We're going into the kitchen. What is a toque? Toque.
Steve, you buzzed in.
It's a chef's hat.
That's correct.
Ooh, Steve's out to an early lead here. Yeah.
It is also the name for a small rounded hat typically worn by a woman.
What Ratatouille hides under.
And it's also what you do after you go to Sean Kemp's shop in Seattle.
Yeah.
Toke it up. All right, well, we're going to stay with food now. I realize with the nutmeg questions, that's 4 related questions here. But we're staying with food. Which popular candy was originally marketed as an aid to help quit smoking, has a name that derives from the German word for peppermint, and was incorrectly rumored to be the inspiration for the creation of eBay? Vegas, are you posting these in the comments for these guys to read too?
Nah.
Would you mind doing that, dude? So yeah, it's which popular candy was originally marketed as an aid to help quit smoking, has a name that derives from the German word for peppermint, and was incorrectly rumored to be the inspiration for the creation of the website eBay.
And it looks like RJ buzzed in before you reread the question.
Well, I was rereading it. I think.
Yeah. Which is okay by me.
Well, everybody knows that the best way to quit smoking is to smoke candy cigarettes. Just kind of candy cigarettes. So I'm going to go with candy cigarettes, Alex.
A reasonable guess, but
Yeah.
that's not the answer.
No. Anybody else?
Steve buzzed in.
This is the desserts, yeah.
Certs?
Desserts, yeah.
It's not certs.
Introduce this.
And Lamson.
Pop Rocks.
Scheiße.
Not Pop Rocks either. The answer was Pez. Pfefferminz is the German word from which Pez takes its name. And in 1997, a public relations manager working at eBay claimed that the founder's fiance traded Pez dispensers, and he thought the perfect market would facilitate her interest. This wasn't actually true, and only proves that public relations is just a longer way to say lying.
Yeah, the original Pez dispensers were designed to look kind of like a lighter. So you'd still get the feel like, and yeah.
And there's the behavioral thing, like, because you get one, you eat it, put it back.
Yeah.
Out, you know.
Yeah, and they were all originally peppermint flavored for a long time after that they started making fruit flavors. Yeah. And
I'm learning so much.
Good.
I can't wait till the next time I go out and I can just throw these facts at people.
This is cool disguised as fun.
Hey, do Do you guys know Connecticut is the nutmeg state?
I'm gonna be some
Dinner party
interesting conversation.
All right. Well, question number 7 that is going to make you seem popular and smart. Who was the first U.S. president that was born in a hospital?
Steve buzzed in.
James Carter.
That's correct. James Earl Carter Jr., born on
Peanut
October.
farmer from Georgia.
You got it.
James Earl Jones.
I think Steve's fishing for the secret bonus points now. Saying anything he knows about the people. OPEC crisis. All right, question number 8. How many centimeters are in a meter?
And Steve, again, the first to buzz in.
100 or C to my Roman friends.
That is correct. 3 points for Steve.
I love how every one of our second grade European viewers are like, what? They don't know this? We're big among French 7-year-olds.
Target demographic.
All right, question number 9. What do fans traditionally throw onto the ice at ice hockey games if a single player scores 3 goals?
RJ, you buzzed in.
Stuffed animals?
It's not stuffed animals, RJ. Steve, you buzzed in.
I believe they would throw in a hat or toque if they were a chef.
It's hats is the correct answer because 3 goals is a hat trick,
Yes.
not a stuffed animal trick. Come
I've been
on.
saying that my whole life. What a stuffed animal trick. And people are like, what? And I'm like, yeah, pass the nutmeg.
I feel like there was something recently where people were throwing stuffed animals onto people for some reason.
There was, and I forget what it was.
Gymnastics final.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a gymnastics thing for sure. Yeah.
Just
throw 'em off the
please-
balance beam.
I hope Gritty isn't watching because he is my hero, and I do not want Gritty to know that I did not know that question.
Well, Vegas has put a picture up here that you guys can all see this picture. This is Jeanette Pickering Rankin. She became the first woman elected to federal office when she won a seat in the House of Representatives in 1916 from Montana's 1st District. She then later returned to the House in 1940. The question is, okay, so she was elected to the House of Representatives in 1916. In what year did women get the vote nationwide?
Matt, you buzzed in first.
What is they should have always been able to vote forever?
Vegas,
fine.
is that incorrect?
Yes.
Vegas, you guys, I would say that.
Steve?
For white women, I think it was 1924, and then for all women, 1971.
Said with confidence, but incorrect. RJ, you want to try saying a year?
Yes. What is 1935?
It's the answer we were looking for was 1920.
One off.
She was voting on bills in the U.S. House 4 years before women had the right to vote on the federal level. Good job, Jeanette Pickering Rankin.
Yeah.
Russia did it in 1914.
Well, they have the same person leading them for the past 30 years, so whatever.
All right. Well, after that, let's check in with our scorekeeper, Vegas the Incorruptible. How are these N-Crowders doing?
Well, it wasn't a close round, Mike. We've got no points for RJ yet, and no points for Matt yet, and 15 points for our friend Steve Cohen.
Whoa.
Wow.
But there's a lot of points left to go out in the show, so
Flashing his
Matt,
stick around.
I'll race you to the bottom.
I'm already here, partner.
Okay.
We've never had two contestants fight for third before.
Let's go!
Vegas,
All right.
exactly how incorruptible are you, if I'm okay?
Oh, I'm pretty incorruptible. Just call me Pope Vegas. I'm also
What if I
infallible.
called you? What if I called you $8 in PayPal credits?
A little the thing it's called when people used to give priests money so they don't have sins anymore.
Indulgences.
Racketeering.
What are indulgences? I didn't buzz in, but can I get points?
No points, and also this isn't Jeopardy.
Oh yeah, I've been saying what is, but I don't think we have to, right?
No.
Oh,
I'm gonna keep
that's why I'm shut out. I thought this was Jeopardy.
In
might
fact, that'll get us sued.
completely different had I known this not was Jeopardy.
All right, I'll start saying whom is, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, this is where that pen and paper might come in handy. This is round 2, deep thought. These
Deep
10 crowders
thought.
have all made their own answer cards. Contestants, can you let us see your answer cards?
There's a sheet of paper. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a smaller sheet of paper. Good, good. And you got
All right.
You got one too. Good job, team. So you guys are going to be recording your answers on those cards, and at the end of the show, we'll check on what your answers are. So if you're watching now, you'll hear some questions, and then we'll answer them at the end of the show. So you can't tune out. And all questions are going to be worth 3 points unless otherwise noted. Is that true? I think that's just copy pasted from somewhere else.
Well, I try to make default 3, but then in deep thought, they always end up being worth like at least 5.
Yeah, all questions are worth 3 points unless otherwise noted, and all questions will be otherwise noted.
Question: Are these questions going to be as hard as the last round of questions? Because Matt is, isn't doing too well. So.
So usually the first round of questions are the easier ones.
Okay.
These questions are impossible. Steve is a freak. I don't know how he knows this stuff.
So basically, we're already at that point in Jeopardy where one person's won and the other two are just kind of playing for fun.
It's not Jeopardy, Ken Jennings.
All right, Steve's ahead by 15, but there are 55 total possible points in this round.
Okay.
I want all of them.
Yeah.
All right.
$50
You're
on
gonna have to
myself
be
right now.
you're gonna have to be aggressive then. Now, I like to start things off by testing the math skills of N crowders.
Mhm.
This one's pretty straightforward. For 5 points, solve the following equation, and you're gonna want to write this down.
Okay.
10 times 1 plus 34 divided by 2 minus 3 to the third power.
How much time do we get for this?
You can work on this till the end of the show, till we get your answers at the end of the show. And so that all equals N. What is N? So
Ted, are you PEMDAS wise? How do you see this working out?
I mean,
According to
really
the
something.
official rules of math.
that's really something you're gonna have to figure out yourself there.
How the hell am I supposed to do 34 divided by 32?
I don't know, but you guys do know you might be giving clues to.
You already get, so the answer is N. You told us what the answer is. I don't know what.
Damn it, nice job.
N. The answer is N.
RJ, as a former math teacher who doesn't have to treat you like a kid, knock it off, you little shit.
Oh.
Well, that math question was some compelling live stream content.
Yeah, oh man. People love math. No? Like, have you seen that show, The Masked Mathematician?
Yeah, I heard Sean Spicer's on it.
All right, well, let's move on to question number 2. From numbers to letters, which letter appears in the most English words and which appears in the least? Get them both and earn 10 points. Get only one and earn no points. Or get neither and earn 2 points. So if you can name the most popular letter and the least popular letter, you'll get 10 points. If you can name only one of them, you don't get any points. And if you can name none of them, then you get 2 points. So you either have to have them all right and get big points, get none of them right and just take 2 free points, or get one, give it your best, get one right, not get the other, and earn 0 points. So you're going to play it safe here, or you're going to take a risk. It's really, this question isn't just about your knowledge, it's about what kind of a human being you are and how you approach the world and approach challenges.
All right, Mike, they get it.
All right, well, then we'll go to question number 3. At the 1908 Olympics, Russian athletes showed up 12 days late. Why? The correct answer earns 10 points, but the answer that amuses Vegas the Incorruptible the most will earn 5 points. So again, at the 1908 Olympics, the Russian athletes showed up 12 days late. Why? The correct answer earns 10 points, but the answer that amuses Vegas the most will earn 5 points.
I don't know. The correct answer is pretty amusing, too.
I think so, too. And we should note here that you can earn both the 10 and the 5. If you have a correct answer and a very amusing answer, you can put both and earn 15 total points for this question. All right, moving right along to question number 4. We're going to chemistry now. Uh-oh, Steve is dissolved.
I didn't bring enough paper.
Still working on that math question.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Question 4. Match the element to its abbreviation on the periodic table. You can earn 2 points per match. Put them in order from lowest atomic number to highest atomic number for an additional 10 bonus points. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bunch. How many is this? I'm going to give you 5 elements from the periodic table. I'm going to give you 5 abbreviations from the periodic table. You get 2 points for each one you can match, for each element you can match to its abbreviation, and an additional 10 points if you put them in order of their atomic number, so the order that they appear on the periodic table. Okay, here are the elements. Tin, antimony, tungsten, mercury, and lead.
Isn't tungsten a Microsoft Word font?
It might be. It might be. Maybe that's a clue to the abbreviation here. I don't know. Anything could be possible. All right, and here are the abbreviations. The first one, and any of these that are 2 letters, the first letter is capitalized and the second letter is not capitalized. So here's the first abbreviation. PB.
And which one's that one for?
HG. W, SB, and SN. So again,
Mike, I had to Google antimony just now to make sure it wasn't just something you made up.
Isn't that what you like have to pay your like ex for a kid?
it's It's the opposite of promony. You're antimony.
I'm still trying to figure out 34 divided by 32 within a fucking calculator.
So I'm just going to run through the elements real fast. Tin, antimony, tungsten, mercury, and lead. And the abbreviations are PB, HG, W, SB, and SN. And remember, if you can put them in their correct order according to their atomic number, aka where they are located on the periodic table, aka how many protons they have, then you going from least to most, then you will earn 10 bonus points. All right. It was fun to write that question because I could just sit down with the periodic table and be like, which ones just have no relation to their English names.
I was looking for a fun fact about antimony on Wikipedia, but there aren't any.
Are there any unfunny fun facts about antimony? I know nothing about antimony.
Used to kill millions in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
It's frequently used in fire retardants. That's not that fun.
All right, and now finally, question number 5. Last question of the round. Because of her iconic look, there are many Dolly Parton impersonators out there. But Dolly Parton herself once entered a celebrity lookalike contest. So, for 5 points, who was the celebrity she was trying to emulate? And here's a couple of hints here. She didn't win, and this was well after she was already famous. Okay?
Rihanna.
They're like, who are you trying to be?
Yeah, she didn't win, but she did enter a celebrity lookalike contest. I happen to think that Dolly Parton is a hoot. I think that anytime there's a late night talk show where she's going to be a guest, it's guaranteed to be a hilarious interview because she's kind of hilarious.
There's our selling you on Dolly Parton.
Yeah, because there's all those Dolly Parton haters out there.
Yeah, and her rendition of Winter Wonderland is my favorite every year at Christmas.
I don't know if I know that.
It's good. Listen to it as soon as we get off this. At your next move.
Have you ever seen when she was playing that real big British music festival and she steps out to a crowd of like thousands and thousands of people? She's already like a great songwriter and a great singer. She takes out a rhinestone studded saxophone and plays the Benny Hill theme on it. Are you kidding? You play the sax too?
That's great.
That's awesome.
Okay, now hold on to those answer cards. We will be checking them later in the show. But right now, let's go to round 3, the mystery round.
Mystery round. A mystery round. What?
All right, this round is different every episode, so the contestants will never know what they have to deal with. This week, the mystery round is called 20 Seconds of Anxiety. It's simple. Vegas is going to start a timer for 20 seconds. When one of the contestants thinks 20 seconds has elapsed, they'll pinch their nose like they just smelled something nasty.
Yeah, and so whoever pinches their nose closest to 20 seconds will win 15 points, and the next closest person gets 10 points, and the person furthest from 20 seconds will get 5 points, because, I mean, you still pinched your nose, come on. But if 20 seconds pass and you haven't pinched your nose, then you'll get no points. And also the person who looks like they smelled the nastiest thing gets another 5 points.
All right, so any questions, gang?
No.
Okay, Vegas, you can tell them when to begin estimating time.
Okay, I am going to start the timer now.
Look at their little faces.
Oh, they're just counting Mississippi in their head right now.
Yep. And we were distracting them so much.
They don't even know how many syllables are in Mississippi. Is it a few? Is it not that many?
All right, Matt went first. And now RJ. Let's see. And now Steve. So I guess that's their order of finishing then.
Yeah, and I don't even know how to say this. RJ pinched his nose at exactly 20 seconds.
Oh, so Steve went over.
Exactly 20 seconds for RJ. And Matt came in on the 18-second mark. So you'll get
Well, hold on.
10.
You said who would get closest to.
I think Avengers should be enough.
No, it was closest to 20, right? Not necessarily on 20, but closest to.
No,
Fine
this Price is
argument,
Right
but
rules.
20 seconds is extremely close to 20 seconds. So RJ will get the full 15 points. Matt, you get 10 points for second closest. Steve, you get none for the timer. And Mike, I was looking at my timer and not Ben, so you have to say who had looked like they smelled the nastiest
Oh,
thing.
shit. I wasn't really thinking about it, but I kind of do think RJ was looking like he smelled something pretty nasty. He really squinched up his face.
Oh, well, it's an extra 5 points for RJ then. You earn 20 points, one for each second in that round.
However, I have to say, looking at their backgrounds, I feel like Steve looks like he's in the nastiest smelling place.
Oh, it's bad news in here. I got a full cat box right behind me.
There's a jazz club going on in front of Steve right now.
Dolly Parton is playing the saxophone.
Well, Vegas, let's check the overall.
Triangle.
How are the Crowders doing?
Steve still has his 15 points from the beginning, but he falls behind RJ, who now has 20 points, and Matt bringing up the end with 10. And I am trying to stop my cats from accidentally turning off my computer.
To the viewing audience, you might want to explain what you mean.
I just, before the show started in the Zoom call, I disappeared because the power plug on my computer is a little loose, and if a cat touches it in the right way, it turns off. And man, they really want to walk behind my computer right now.
Hey, as long as we get cats into the show.
This is Chewy.
Bye, Chewy.
Okay, well, that brings us to our final round of competition before checking those deep thought answer cards and see which one of these N-Crowders will triumph and wither in shame. We know you've been thinking it. What's it like to have sex with the N-Crowd? Well, we're going to show you round 4, Sex with Me.
That's right, and God damn it.
Sex with me, 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 yeah.
Good thing I yelled "God damn these cats" during that last interstitial video.
He has a cat now, too.
There's cats everywhere.
Oh, no, and that's totally gone.
What are we doing? Playing sex with me?
Yeah, we're playing sex with me. So to all the folks in the Twitch chat room, we're going to be asking for suggestions of nouns, objects, persons, places, things. So start typing those now. Contestants are going to turn those suggestions into bawdy jokes. Vegas, the Incorruptible, will award a point per joke.
Yeah, but if you really make me, God damn it, if you really make me laugh, I'm gonna give you 2 points. And if I don't understand what joke you were trying to make, you get no points. Them's the rules. It's subjective.
All right, well, I guess we're ready to start. I don't know where Matt went, but we're going to start anyway. So, Vegas, what's the first word from the chat room?
Yeah, I'm asking them right now, and umbrella is the first thing I saw.
Sex with me is like an umbrella. It'll keep you dry.
That's a point for Steve.
Sex with me is like sex with an umbrella. You gotta make sure not to leave home without it.
Yeah.
What was that, Vegas? Did you score that?
That joke was so good, it froze Vegas.
Oh no! Oh no, we've lost our scorekeeper. Shoot. All right. Shit. All right. We're going on umbrella.
Sex with me is like an umbrella. If it gets really crazy, it'll turn inside out.
All right. That's a point for Steve. Anybody else? Umbrella? No? All right. Well, I'm going to turn to Karen, who is running tech that the audience doesn't know exists right now. Karen, can you word from the
Yes.
Twitch chat room? Because
Vacuum.
Vacuum.
Sex with me is like a vacuum. It sucks.
That's a point.
Sex with me is like a vacuum. I'll have to remove my bag after.
Sex with me is like sex with a dirt devil vacuum. I have carpet and hardwood modes.
That's a point.
Sex with me is like sex with a Roomba. It's hilarious when the cat gets on top.
I'm giving 2 points on that one. I like that.
Sex with me is like a vacuum. Every so often, you gotta untangle the hairs.
Your motion was kind of creepy there, so I'm giving you 2.
Sex with me is like sex with a vacuum. I'm always in the closet, waiting, ready.
That's 1 for Matt.
Sex with me is like a vacuum. There's just nothing there.
Oh,
Wanted to make you think. All right.
Sex with me is like a vacuum. Keep it away from my hard wood.
All right, I'll give 1. Matt kind of made a hardwood reference. Any more?
Sex with me is like a vacuum. You'll have to pick out some paper clips afterwards.
That's a point. Anyone else? All right.
He's like a vacuum. Dogs are very, very afraid of him.
That gets a point. Oh, is somebody coming back?
Vegas!
I'm so mad.
Did the cats get to it?
They did it. I guess it's like warm back there because it's exhausting heat. It's the first night they've been really interested in trying to get back there, and I'm glad we're recording this show. How's it going, guys?
It's going good, man. I took some notes on the scores while you were gone, so why don't we continue? We were doing vacuum. We're about to get another word, and I'm very upset that none of our panelists made a joke about sucking and blowing. Come on, guys. Come on. Lines have got to get more in the gutter here. So, Vegas, do we have another word from the chat room?
The cats is the only thing anyone has written since
Jumbotron.
I
Jumbotron.
heard Jumbotron from Karen, the voice of God. Jumbotron.
Sex with me is like a jumbotron in most big stadiums across.
Yeah.
Vegas, where do you score that?
Give him a point for that. In most big stadiums across the country, sure. Just like sex with RJ.
Sex with me is like a jumbotron. It happens between innings in the baseball game.
Like it.
Sex with me is like a jumbotron. Just a bunch of replays of guys doing stuff.
I'm gonna give a point to RJ. even though that made me uncomfortable.
Huh? All right, they look like they're struggling.
Yeah, these guys don't got any
Jumbotron.
Jumbotron jokes.
Yeah, we'll get another one, but I just want to say Sex with Me is like a Jumbotron. Everybody's watching.
Buffet is the next one.
Hey.
Sex with me is like a buffet. Serve yourself.
Point to RJ.
Sex with me is like a buffet. I'm closing up shop pretty much all across the country.
I'll give it to Matt.
Sex with me is like a buffet. It hasn't been cleaned nearly as recently as you would like.
What's one to Steve?
Sex with me is like a buffet. You have your dinner and your dessert all at the same time.
I don't understand it, but I do like it. So point to RJ.
No. All right, we're getting another word, but Sex with Me is like a buffet, all you can eat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Exorcism is a fine word from the chat.
Sex with me is like an exorcism. It's a holy fuck.
Sex with me is like an exorcism. It's no longer officially recognized by the Catholic Church.
2 points for Steve for his knowledge of Catholic law.
Sex with me is like an exorcism. I don't know how it got in, but we're going to spend a lot of time getting it out.
Give one to RJ.
Sex with me is like an exorcism. It's most often performed on people suffering from severe mental illness.
Give one to Steve. It's true though.
Sex with me is like an exorcism. There's a whole bunch of people just standing around watching.
Give one to RJ.
Sex with me is like sex with an exorcism. You're gonna get wet. There's just a couple little droplets.
I'm gonna give 2 to Matt.
Sex with me is like an exorcism. It was good enough to make a movie about.
I give 1 to RJ.
All right, well let's call it there. I just want to say Sex with Me is like an exorcism because I want you to vomit pea soup on me and then I'll make it spin. Anyway, Vegas, also, can you add from the time that you were gone, Steve had 6 points, Matt had 2, and RJ had 5. And with that, let's check the scores. How are these guys doing?
Okay, so with all of those points together, Steve got 11 points in the round, so he has 26 total. Matt got 7 points in the round, so he has 17. And RJ got 13 points in the round, meaning he's in the lead with 33.
Oh, nice.
But it's still anybody's game. We got a lot of points to account for in the deep thought with the deep thought answer cards. So all that's left is to go over those answer cards. So let's check those answers.
Let's check those answers.
All writing utensils. Oh, sorry, Vegas, I'm stepping on your lines.
Oh, that's okay. The script got closed when my computer restarted.
Oh, okay. In that case, all writing utensils must be out of the contestants' hands. Folks in the chat room, help me out. These answers should be finalized by now. So if you see any of these rascals scribbling something, name and shame. If it takes deducting points to keep folks honest, then so be it. All right. So let's go back to these deep thought questions. First, question number 1 in the deep thought round. This one was 10 times 1 plus 34 divided by 2 minus 3 to the 3rd power equals n. What is n? We're going to go to contestant number 1 tonight, Matt. what did you get? And we're not going to tell you if you were right or wrong until we hear everybody's answer. So Matt,
I misheard the formula, so I had the wrong numbers. So I wrote what the fuck. I thought you said 34 divided by 32. I said, what the hell?
It's a tough one.
I did copy the formula into the chat too.
all right, contestant.
Oh, my bad.
RJ, let's see if you got even the question right. You'd be ahead of Matt for this one.
Yeah, I'll show you my answer, but I also reserve the right that if it's wrong, I also wrote the formula wrong down. So sorry, but my answer is going to say 13.
All right.
Okay.
I also want to say that keeping in crowd tradition with their math skills, nobody could even write the question down correctly so far. So this is pretty consistent. Steve, what'd you get?
I got a goose egg.
All right, Vegas.
Well, Steve is correct. 0 is the answer because, as everybody knows, 10 times 1 is 10, and plus 34 divided by 2, that's 17. Then you subtract 3 to the third power, which is 9. So then over in parentheses,
27.
you got 10 plus 17. Or 27. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hey, can I make a case? Can I make a case real quick?
Yes.
All right. I did 10 times 1, which is 10. I was trying to figure this nonsense out, right? And then I got the 27. So I was trying to do long motherfucking division, and I couldn't do that, but I would have had it.
Yeah.
Like the guy in the laboratory who almost discovered uranium or
Yes,
something.
that's me. I'm that guy.
I think I do agree that if you didn't get it wrong, you would have been right.
That's what I'm saying.
I just straight up got it wrong. 3 to the third power was not my friend tonight.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go from numbers to letters. Which letter appears in the most English words and which appears in the least? Get them both and earn 10 points, get only one and earn no points, or get neither and earn 2 points. We're going to go to RJ first for his answer here. What'd you get, RJ?
Well, Mike, just like any good football game, when you have a lead, you tend to play conservatively, and I'm just going to take my 2 points.
You were in last place in this round.
Well, the overall game.
All right, Matt.
I for the most.
Sorry. This goes to Steve. There is an order to this. All right.
I said A for the most and J for the least.
All right, and Matt.
Got I for the most and Y for the least.
Well, everyone gets 2 points because no one got anything right. E is the most used letter in the English stuff,
Language.
and Q is the least used
Q.
letter in the English, etc.
E is in 11% of all words, and Q is in 0.2% of words, according to the Oxford English Dictionary. And I don't usually cite my sources. I don't know why I did on that one. All right. At the 1908 Olympics, the Russian athletes showed up 12 days late. Why? The correct answer earns 10 points, but the answer that amuses Vegas will earn 5 points. Steve, what'd you get?
I had delayed by World War I. And
Okay.
then they were also stuck on those underwater treadmill things.
All right, Matt?
The real answer is that they're just lazy, but also they were trying to figure out 34 divided by 32 without a calculator.
It's not far from what it kind of was. I don't know. But RJ?
Yeah, I believe they were actually delayed by an intense snowstorm. And everybody knows you don't try to go across Russia in the winter. And so their train was delayed. But little known fact, it it was partially the snow, but the train kept stalling because the little kitty cats kept like running into the engine room and doing all sorts of mischief. And the train just kept stalling out, and these little kitty cats were like, they're so cute, so you can't blame them for it.
I mean, I understand that problem.
Would you
The
say
train was stalling.
Stalin? Yeah.
Pulling it.
Uh,
Wrong man.
So the actual answer is because they were using the Julian calendar instead of the Gregorian calendar.
Ah,
So in the 1500s, most Roman Catholic countries adopted the calendar of Pope Gregory the Eighth. However, many Protestant and what? 3? Oh, X is 10. Gregory the 13th. Anyway, other countries kept the Caesar's calendar, and the Russians didn't change to the Gregorian calendar until the 1917 revolution. So they had the wrong date because they had the wrong calendar. But Matt's
it
answer
was
about
September 42nd.
34 divided by 32
Yeah.
made me laugh.
Yeah, it was a solid call back there.
So 5 points to Matt and 10 points to Pope Gregory the 13th.
All right, number 4, match the element to its abbreviation on the periodic table. 2 points for each match. Put them in order from lowest atomic number to highest for an additional 10 points. The elements were tin, antimony, tungsten, mercury, lead. The abbreviations were PB, HG, W, SB, SN. Matt, what did you get?
All right. We got mercury as HG, tin as SB, lead as PB, antimony as W, and tungsten as SN, and that is the order I selected.
Keep it up there so Vegas can take a look.
Yeah, I've got his answers.
Okay. All right. Next we go to RJ.
I have PB as lead, HG as mercury, W as tungsten, SB as antimony, and SN as tin. And the order is lead, antimony, mercury, tin, tungsten.
Right, and Steve.
Oh, we were pretty close to each other.
Oh, I'm looking at Steve's. Oh, it's actually easier when you say them out loud because I don't have to look at
Okay.
2 screens.
I had mercury as W, which I'm now remembering is incorrect. Tin as SN, lead as PB, tungsten as SB, and antimony as HG, and in that order.
Okay.
All right, let's hear what they really were, Vegas.
So the actual ones are tin is SN, antimony is SB, tungsten is W, mercury is HG, and lead is PB,
Got 2 of them.
which means RJ got all of those correct for 10 points. Matt got 4 points and Steve got 6 points. No one put them in the order of atomic number, but that's okay. Who the fuck knows that?
Well, I know that. The order, according to atomic number, is the order that I originally read them out. Tin, antimony, tungsten, mercury, lead, because I'm a dick.
You put them in order? Oh, come on.
And the abbreviations were reversed. They were from highest on the periodic table down to lowest. All right. Let's go to question number 5. Because of her iconic look, there are many Dolly Parton impersonators out there, but Dolly Parton herself once entered a celebrity lookalike contest for 5 points. Who was the celebrity she was trying to emulate? She did not win, and this was well after she was already famous. In fact, she had to hide her identity to even enter the pageant or the contest, which I didn't tell you guys earlier, but it's true. Let's go to RJ on this one.
I thought long and hard about this one, and I had a couple of guesses that bubbled up to the top, but didn't quite make it all the way to the top. So I'm going to go with Farrah Fawcett.
Okay, Steve
Madonna.
and Matt.
Herself.
Oh, shit! Matt is correct. It was a Dolly Parton look-alike contest that she did not win.
It wasn't a Dolly Parton lookalike contest. She entered the contest as she was trying to look like Dolly Parton, but there were also other.
Oh, okay.
It was just a celebrity lookalike contest.
Well, the same idea.
Yeah. But I found a quote from an interview she did where she said, they had a bunch of Chers and Dollies there that year, so I just over-exaggerated. Made my beauty mark bigger, the eyes bigger, the hair's bigger, everything. All these beautiful drag queens had worked for weeks and months getting their clothes, so I just got in line and I just walked across the stage, but I got the least applause.
Wow.
So Dolly Parton tried to look like Dolly Parton in a celebrity lookalike contest and lost. And good job for Matt for assuming that I would be an asshole who would ask a trick question there.
Mike, that was the one question this entire night that I actually knew.
Wow. Had you heard that story before or something?
I read it in an article online 2 days ago, taking a crap. That's the only piece of information I knew.
I should have crapped.
I should have crapped.
All right, well, after all that, we have the final scores, so we go one last time to our scorekeeper, Vegas, the Incorruptible.
Okay, so in that round, Steve scored 13 points. Matt scored 16 points, and RJ scored 12 points. And when you add those to their previous scores, Matt takes third place with 33 points. Steve takes second place with 39 points. And behold, RJ, even scoring the fewest points in that round with his conservative attitude, keeps the lead with 45 total. That was some good dancing too.
All right. Oh, he's celebrating already. All right. Congratulations to RJ. How do you feel, man?
Well, I just feel it was an honor to be here with my fellow competitors. Every one of us is an amazing person. Thank you to Mike in Vegas for facilitating this wonderful game. And if you're watching and you're eligible, get out and vote.
No, it's too late in November. Oh, wait, but we're streaming live, so it's not too late. Shut up, Vegas.
Vote.
All right. Well, congratulations to RJ. This has been the N-Quisition, and we are the N-Crowd. Check us out at phillynCrowd.com. Thanks to Karen, the N-Crowd's artistic director, for running tech for us tonight. Watch her make art live at twitch.tv/karma_art_studio. Thanks to everyone watching. Wherever you are, we want to wish you health, happiness, and love. Good night, folks.
Drunk by now, drunk by now, I hope to be drunk by now. I'd fly high late at night under the mystery of wondrous flight. Then we'd screw Every penny for my pocket, Lord. Here's a penny for the poor.